Have you ever wondered what powers the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network? It's the tokens. This network is a unique ecosystem designed under constitutional law to serve the American Covenant Trust Project for veterans. It's a dynamic system comprising three distinct operating groups, each echoing the presidential cabinet of the executive branch of governance. First, we have For These United States of America, Inc., or FTOAI. Then there's the Civil Liberties Enforcement Patrol, known as CLEP. Lastly, we have the Civil Liberties Enforcement Committee, CLEC for short. This ecosystem doesn't just function on goodwill, it utilizes three different types of tokens: the American Covenant Trust Token, or ACT, the Civil Liberties Enforcement Token, CLE, and the Sui Juris Status Token, SJS. These tokens are used for reimbursement, compensation, and as budget assets, keeping the wheels of the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network turning smoothly. In this video, we will deep dive into each token and their use cases. Let's start with the first token, the American Covenant Trust Token, or ACT. This is the primary token used within the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network. It's a means of reimbursement and compensation for ongoing verifiable actions and initial bounty offering tasks performed within the ecosystem. Let's delve into some examples of how ACT tokens are used. In the Peace and Defense Division, participants are awarded ACT tokens for actions such as promoting national security, participating in defense-related initiatives, and contributing to peace-building efforts. Veterans and active military personnel are especially recognized for their contributions to national security and defense-related activities, including training, intelligence gathering, and strategic planning. In the Treasury Division, participants handle financial operations within the ecosystem, managing transactions, ensuring transparency, providing guidance on monetary matters, and for these contributions they receive ACT tokens. The Education Division is another key area where ACT tokens come into play. Those involved in teaching, mentoring, creating educational content, or supporting educational initiatives earn ACT tokens as a means of recognition for their efforts. Individuals participating in educational initiatives like mentoring programs, scholarships, and vocational training for veterans and their families are granted ACT tokens. Now onto the Housing and Land Division. Here, ACT tokens are rewarded to participants involved in managing housing programs, land development initiatives, or promoting sustainable housing practices. Organizations providing affordable housing options, land development for veterans, and the rehabilitation and maintenance of existing housing facilities are compensated with ACT tokens. Finally, within the State Division, participants work on policies and initiatives aimed at the development and welfare of different states within the ecosystem. Their contributions, such as developing state-specific programs or advocating for state sovereignty rights, are compensated with ACT tokens. State-level entities involved in governance and administration receive ACT tokens to support their activities for the betterment of veteran well-being and socioeconomic development. So the ACT token serves as a backbone for rewarding various actions within the ecosystem. Moving on to the second token, the Civil Liberties Enforcement Token, or CLE. The CLE token is a critical component of the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network. Its primary function is to reward actions directly related to the enforcement of civil liberties within the ecosystem. So what exactly does this mean? Well, let's imagine that you're a member of the Civil Liberties Enforcement Patrol, or CLEP. In this role, you're actively working to uphold and protect the civil liberties of all participants within the network. This can involve a wide range of activities, from ensuring fair treatment and equality to advocating for freedom of speech and other fundamental rights. For these actions, you're rewarded with CLE tokens. The same principle applies to the Civil Liberties Enforcement Committee, or CLEC. This group is responsible for overseeing the activities of the CLEP and ensuring that civil liberties are being properly enforced throughout the ecosystem. Members of the CLEC are also compensated with CLE tokens for their efforts. But the CLE token isn't just about rewards, it's also a tool for accountability. By tying rewards to actions that enforce civil liberties, the token creates an incentive for all participants to uphold these values. In this way, the CLE token acts as a form of proof of stake, encouraging all members to invest in the protection and promotion of civil liberties. So, whether you're a member of the CLEP patrolling the network, a member of the CLEC overseeing enforcement activities, or simply a participant in the network who cares about civil liberties, the CLE token plays a crucial role. It rewards those who actively work to enforce these liberties, holds all participants accountable for upholding these values, and ultimately helps to create a fairer, more equitable network. Thus, the CLE token plays a pivotal role in enforcing civil liberties within the ecosystem. Finally, let's discuss the Sui Juris Status Token, or SJS. This token plays a vital role within the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network, serving as a kind of budget asset. If you think of the network as a fully functioning government, the SJS token can be compared to the budget that keeps the machinery running. It's the lifeblood that feeds the various activities and initiatives within this ecosystem. The Sui Juris Status Token, unlike the ACT and CLE tokens, is not distributed as a reward or compensation. Instead, it's used as a budgeting tool, earmarked for various projects and initiatives within the ecosystem. Think of it as a resource allocation tool, a way to ensure that every operation, every initiative, every project within the network has the necessary funding to run smoothly and efficiently. But where does the SJS token really shine? Its primary use is within the Sui Juris Status Committee, a part of the ecosystem that oversees the legal status of participants. Sui juris, a Latin term, translates to "of one's own right." Essentially, it refers to a person who possesses full legal capacity to act on his or her own behalf. In the context of the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network, it refers to participants who have full legal capacity to engage in transactions and operations within the ecosystem. The Sui Juris Status Committee uses the SJS token to manage and oversee the legal statuses of participants. It ensures that every participant has the legal capacity to engage in transactions, and it helps manage disputes and legal issues that may arise within the ecosystem. The SJS token is the committee's budget, allowing it to function and carry out its duties effectively. In essence, the SJS token is the financial backbone of the ecosystem. It ensures that operations run smoothly, that legal statuses are properly managed, and that disputes are effectively resolved. Without the SJS token, the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network wouldn't be able to function as effectively and efficiently as it does. In conclusion, the SJS token is essential for budgeting within the ecosystem. To sum up, all three tokens play a crucial role in the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network. The American Covenant Trust Token, or ACT, is the primary unit of exchange in the network. It serves as a means of reimbursement and compensation for ongoing verifiable actions and initial bounty offering tasks. It's used in various divisions within the ecosystem, such as peace and defense, treasury, education, housing and land, and state. Whether it's rewarding the efforts of those who contribute to national security, recognizing the work of those managing financial transactions, or compensating individuals involved in educational initiatives, the ACT token is vital to the functioning of the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network. Then we have the Civil Liberties Enforcement Token, or CLE. This token is for those who serve in the Civil Liberties Enforcement Patrol and Committee. It's a token of recognition for their dedication and hard work in maintaining civil liberties within the ecosystem. Last but not least, there's the Sui Juris Status Token, or SJS. This token is used as a budget asset within the ecosystem. It ensures that the operations of the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network are well funded and that the services provided to the veterans are of the highest quality. These tokens, ACT, CLE, and SJS, are not just digital assets. They represent the commitment, dedication, and hard work of the individuals and entities within the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network. They are a testament to the ecosystem's mission of serving the American Covenant Trust Project for veterans under the jurisdiction of constitutional law. As we move forward, these tokens will continue to foster a sense of community and cooperation, ensuring that the Pluribus Unum exchange and trust network remains a thriving ecosystem for the benefit of veterans and their families. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more interesting insights on such topics.